One and a two.
All right.
All right, guys. This time we have a happy Fantastic Four podcast. Yay!
We did it.
Yay. 23-15. The Dolphins beat the Rams in LA
On the road.
on the road. And it was funny.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks, we said the offense is doing great. What's going on with the defense? Today, last night on Monday Night Football, the defense came and they reminded me of like the Dolphin defense of old back in the 70s, the bend don't break Dolphins, and they no touchdowns for the Rams.
Yeah.
It wasn't
That's a big deal
Yeah, it wasn't a shutout, but not.
because that's one of those offensive minds, right? That
Yeah.
came from the Washington Redskins, right?
Exactly. The Rams are enough. The Rams know how to put up some points.
Yeah.
And they were even saying at the beginning of the game, the last two games before, they hadn't even given up a sack. Dolphins, what they have, 5 sacks in the game? I believe I think it was 5.
There was a lot of pressure on that quarterback. That's for damn sure.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was great. It was good to watch.
It was
They
fun.
were out of their mind.
We were due for both sides of the ball to show up on the same day.
Well, let's get to it. First off, the defense. Glory to the defense. Nick, you're the defensive guy.
Defense. Defense. Defense.
Go defense.
They showed up. Let me
He's-
tell you, they were hitting hard. We opened the game up with that touchdown drive, and the defense came out and they just shut them down from the beginning of the game throughout all 4 quarters.
Mhm.
What was it? Punt, fumble. They could not move the ball. Our defense was doing everything. Sealer coming back was huge. He made an impact on that line.
Yeah, that great
Campbell
game.
Campbell was playing like a man possessed. He's tipping balls. He's in the backfield. He's hitting the quarterback.
Who's Campbell?
He couldn't be stopped.
Oh my
38. Wow, the guy's like 25, I feel like. He was making plays. Even who was it? Holland coming back too. He didn't play last week.
That was huge.
Yeah.
He had
And
a
we
big-
were pointing that out. I mean, I think Jeff pointed that out
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago. It's like we're missing some real stars.
Mhm.
And this week it really showed a difference when those guys came back. I mean, they were they didn't get past the line of scrimmage a lot. It was great. It was good to watch.
They were driving through the tackles. Even Ramsey coming up, attacking the guy who's catching the ball, slamming him in the ground. That's it.
I was loving the
that's the football.
secondary was not letting any receivers get behind them.
Yes.
Cooper Kupp, you can't stop Cooper Kupp. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
He's
how do you
gonna
stop those guys? Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to get his catches and everything, but they kept in front of him. Yeah, get your catch, get your first down on occasion, but that's it. You're not going to go past us and score.
No.
I thought that was a great defense.
It's like you said, 0 touchdowns. They gave up no touchdowns, and that's a phenomenal game from the defense. 5 field goals. I'll take that every single week.
And the Rams can score. The Rams are a team that can score, and they made the Rams look kind of inept. To tell you the truth,
They look like the bad news Bears.
And
right. I mean, they were making mistakes left and right. It was like we made them uncomfortable, and it didn't matter if we made a mistake. You just knew they were going to make a mistake to return it, and they did. I mean, even there was a point there where the fumbles were going back and forth. That there was 2 or 3 turnovers back and forth there, and I think Miami came out on top of all that. But you could count on them to make a mistake. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or if these guys coming into the game were 4-4, maybe they just didn't have a good game. But, I got hats off to the defense, because at the end of the day, that squad is a pretty good squad, and to kind of hold them to no touchdowns, I mean, that's demoralizing. You get to the third quarter and you're used to scoring touchdowns and you're scoring field goals, and then you get to the fourth quarter and you can't do it. I mean, that's demoralizing, and you end up just quitting. And I think some of that might have happened there towards the end.
Nick, Jose, I want you to look at something. Look at Jeff. See Jeff? That's his
Yes.
happy
He's
face.
happy.
That's something you don't see very often.
Certainly, we're all in a better mood.
I'm
Yes.
totally psyched up now. I can't wait for this next game, and the tailgate's
Yeah.
going to be off the hook.
Yeah.
And the thing about these two teams is they are almost like a mirror image of each other. They're built kind of the same. They run the same offense. I think we did a 2 deep safety look against them also, which kept them out of the end zone. And, their defense actually was very good. We were fortunate enough to score a couple of touchdowns, but their defense is very good and coached by the kid Shula, the grandson of Don Shula.
That's right.
I was having flashbacks when they were showing him on the sideline there. I kept thinking, we need this kid in Miami. And the future head coach of the Dolphins right there, defensive minded. He had a great game plan coming in. And it was just the Dolphins needed this game more than the Rams needed the game.
Yeah.
And they played like it. I mean, they were prepared. They were focused. And they executed. And like
they were tackles were clean. I mean, I haven't seen tackles that clean in a long time. So it was a one-on-one tackle, and people weren't breaking loose and running for another 10, 15 yards. We seemed fast on defense yesterday. Not fast and sure to our tackles and creating plays. I mean, the defense was the star of the show. Offense was there just to make sure we won.
Before we get to the offense, 2 things I want to just little bits of news on the defensive side. Kendall Fuller is out for the game next week. He got his second concussion. So he's not going to play. Now, this is something that kind of surprised me. I don't think they mentioned it on the Monday Night Football. Remember a guy for the Bills named Tyrell Dodson, a linebacker who used to drive the Dolphins crazy?
Yeah.
Did we pick him up?
Yeah, he went to Seattle this year, and he was leading Seattle's in tackles, and Seattle let him go this week, and the Dolphins picked him up.
Hey.
That tells me the one thing. Seattle wanted to just dump money because he's got a $4 million contract.
Okay.
We'll take it.
Or something's wrong with this guy.
Yeah. I would say probably something wrong with him, because even at $4 million, a guy that's leading your team in tackles.
He had 71 tackles this season so far, 5 for loss in 9 games, and he started all 9 games.
Maybe he's a little chatty and doesn't have a problem, telling the coach to go F himself.
Maybe he doesn't like the weather in Seattle. Who knows?
That's it. I mean, that's a big location. Yeah, that's a huge location for people. Relocate there all the time and leave.
Well, I was watching this thing the other day. It was yesterday, actually. One of the players for San Francisco put on his paycheck that he gets his game check, and I forgot who it was, but it was like some ridiculous. It was like $360,000 a game. But over half of it, he's shown the pay stub. Over half of it's going in taxes. Per game, the man was paying $40,000 California state tax.
Wow.
Okay. And I know Washington doesn't have a state income tax, but Seattle does, the city of Seattle.
But Florida doesn't.
Yeah. And so I think it's like 2% in Seattle. So you're talking a player like him, he's probably coughing up $20,000, $30,000 a week. Wasn't
that part of Tyreek's reasoning? Right?
Yeah,
they offered him a big check in New York, the Jets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he ended up coming here because of the tax situation.
That's one of the reasons why. Yeah, that's why the Jets and the Giants always pay more, because they have to make them equivalent to what you can make in Florida or in Texas.
Competitive,
place like that. Yeah. Offense. Who wants to do it?
Do it, Jeff. Let's give it to Jeff.
Jeff. Come on. What? We won. That's good. We all like that. But the offense looked a little, especially they had that first drive that was
First
like
drive was like,
spectacular. And then it was like, what's going on? It kind of like petered out for the rest of the first half.
Well, the like I said, they had a good defensive game plan against us. They totally clogged up that middle where we were running those, having those great running plays right between the tackles, right up the middle, busting 8, 9, 10 yard runs.
Mm-hmm.
And they clogged that stuff up, and they shut that down. And what we should have done was started testing the outside, start running those sweeps, the old Green Bay sweeps, where you just run it right, you run it left, run it right, run it left. But we just kept trying to go up the middle, which they had shut down. And of course, they're still running their two deep safeties. So it's a great defense that can do a two deep safety and shut down a running game like they did. So I give all that credit to their coach, their defensive coach, Chris Shula, who came with a great game plan.
You see what I did there? I handed it to you. So
slowed the Dolphin offense down.
See, guys, I know how to do this. I just hand him a subject so he can mention the Shula, and he's happy. Look at that grin on his face. Look at that grin on his face.
I love talking about Shula after a big Dolphins win. But anyway, they double team Tyreek. Tyreek's going to be double teamed the rest of the season. So he may not put up big numbers, but that leaves Waddle and the other guys. Odell Beckham, I think, had his best game as a Dolphin. He caught some key passes there and really showed up big for the game. And of course, the tight end, what's his name, Jonnu Smith. What a player this guy is! I mean, that one run, I thought he was going to score on it, but he was down like on the half-yard line.
Yeah.
But that was incredible. That was just sheer determination right there. He was not going to be stopped.
If I'm going to bring up any negative, it was the offensive line. Tua was hurried a lot.
Look, here's the thing. I'm having a big problem with Tua. Again, throws the interception, and I'm fine with the interception. But why is he trying to make the tackle? Like why is he throwing his head at the guy's knees?
I had I had the door open in my backyard. I heard people across Miami screaming, "No!"
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
He's a football player. When you're a football player and you're out on the field and you're in the middle of a play, your instincts take over.
I get it.
He kind of got the shoulder in though, so
I get it. I
get
it.
So Tua was 20 for 28, 207 yards. He had a touchdown. He had an interception. He had a fumble, and he had a tackle.
Those are. Did he have a Did he have a tackle? Did they count that tackle for him?
That was his tackle. Yeah,
his tackle. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a tackle. Yeah.
So that was probably a touchdown saving tackle. So I mean, like I said, you're a football player and you're on the field and you're in the middle of the play. The football instincts take over. You make the play, whatever that consists. However you got to do it, you make the play, and that's what he did. That's what I love about him.
Look, look. Let me make my points here. Let me make my points.
Go.
I think it started off. They were like, "What the hell's going on?" And we scored really fast. By the time we went through that second drive, they were like, "You know what? This is a lot like we see already in practice," and they slowed it down to a field goal. Right after that, the play calling got stupid, and we were in 3rd and long all day long because coach just wanted to put that ball up the middle, and first down should be 6 yards. Easy, right? And if he's going up the mid, those guys are seeing the same offense every week, right? They're seeing the same identical offense, except it's got its own little twist, and coach has it a little bit different, but it's all coming from that Kyle Shanahan, tree of offense. And they already have been seeing that. So they figured out coach likes to go up the middle. So they stuffed the middle, and these two big giant guys like trees just kept coming out going like, I'm big. Well, we kept running it up the middle. You're lucky. And that's what happened. And then towards the end of the game, we just kind of opened it up. We just got ahead, and I think at the end of the day, Tua can run this offense for 3 points, no problem. And that we just kept ahead, and we scored a touchdown when we needed it, right? And we kept putting field goals up, and they kept putting field goals up. We kept it to a 2-score game, and at the end of the day, we won, right? So it was a good
That's
game.
all we had to do was match the field goals.
Our play calling is atrocious.
Here's a question for you guys. Mostert didn't get a single carry all night.
Well, it's fumbled.
The coach said today, no, it was because of our game plan. It wasn't anything to do with the fumbles. Any of you guys actually believe that?
No. Totally the fumbles. You know, he was relegated to special teams, returning kicks, returning punts, things like that. Yeah. But you know, he had 2 critical fumbles over the last 2 games that basically cost us those games. And I think he's been demoted.
Yeah. Plus, we got talent. We got a rookie that can run too.
You think he's going to come back?
Yeah,
Mostert. Do you think, or he's done in Miami?
He might be done in Miami.
Oh, this will be his.
I think he's just in the doghouse right now. I think, you know, HN or somebody gets hurt, or one of these guys, he's going to be right back on the field.
That's how he comes back early. Is if somebody gets hurt. I mean, we might not see him till December.
Hopefully nobody gets hurt. We never see him again. Hey, where'd I go?
Looks like we don't see Tony.
That's not good.
That's interesting. I didn't notice that Mostert hadn't run the ball. I saw him there. I thought I saw him in a game and made a couple plays, but now that I think about it, you're right. He didn't play a down. At least nobody handed it off to him.
I'm back, guys. I blame the deep state. They don't want to hear the truth.
They don't want to hear the truth.
They cut the feed. They cut his feed. But Tua took a big sack though on one of those drives. I think it was like a 15-yard loss. And you have to tell me he was able to throw that one away.
Yeah. That's my big problem with Tua is he's not throwing the ball away. He's holding on to it way too long.
Yeah.
When that first, second, third read is gone, just let it go. Let it just hit the sideline with it.
That killed him.
And that's where he gets hurt. That's when he gets injured. He tries every era of Tua football. When he's extending the play at Alabama, he's extending the play and he gets his ankle ripped up to shreds, right? And he's extending a play and they rip out his hip, right? You know, and they're extending a play and he gets, a concussion now in the NFL.
He's watching too many Patrick Mahomes highlights.
It's true.
And that's all right. Roll out. But if there's nothing there, just throw it out of bounds.
Throw it out of bounds.
Get rid of it.
Right.
Exactly.
Don't stand there and take a 15-yard sack.
It reminds me, as the old guy, I remember Bob Greasy when he was first playing with the Dolphins. He was a scrambler. He'd be running all around. When the Dolphins went to their first Super Bowl against Dallas, he took a 24-yard loss against the Cowboys because he went this way, that way. He was chasing. After that, they took him down. They sat him down. And they go, you take your steps back. You look left, you look right. If nobody's there, throw it away. That's how we win Super Bowls.
actually, Bob Greasy holds the record for the longest scramble, time-wise.
Really?
Around, yeah. And it was also for a loss, but it was something over like 30-something seconds where he
really.
Bob Greasy holds the record for the longest scramble.
More than Fran Tarkenton.
Yeah.
He's Greasy was a scrambler when he first came up.
Great scrambler, but Bob Greasy could scramble himself. I mean, he could scramble.
Yeah, he was. We had to when he first came up because the Dolphins sucked.
Yeah, he was running for his life, basically.
Yeah,
we've had a lot of quarterbacks like that.
Yeah, he was.
And all right, guys. There was the famous scramble where they were up by I forget how many points, and they were deep in their own end and time was running out. And what's Shula going to do on Monday Night Football?
I remember that.
Howard Cosell, what's Shula going to do? And Bob Greasy goes back and he scrambles and he scrambles and he scrambles and running the time off the clock. And then he just runs out of the back of the end zone for the safety. And it left the commentators up in the booth, Howard Cosell saying, Shula is ahead of us all. Shula is ahead of us all.
I remember that game.
And now it's commonplace. Shula was the guy that did all this stuff that they still do today, and you can predict it because of Shula.
And then they gave the ball to Seipel then when you had a safety, you kicked from the 20, and he proceeded to do an 80-yard punt.
Yeah.
And just pinned the Steelers all the way back. And they were in Naples. They were so far back. A win's a win is a win. It was good. Not great, but it was like, it's a win. We're getting back.
It felt good. It felt real good, and the defense felt good. It was good.
Felt good.
Psyched. I am totally psyched up right now.
I felt good about it.
We are still alive.
I feel like we're going on a string here. We're about to string this thing out. I mean, we can back up into this thing.
Looking at our predictions from last week, Jeff, you had 27-21.
Close.
Nick thought we'd score 41 points.
We should have had 14 more. Just saying.
Could have.
I think it was the hat
we
you
got
were
the
wearing.
firepower. We got the firepower.
The fin. That's it. The fin.
But they picked the winners.
They got the winners at least.
They got the winners right.
I got the closest. How many points? The Dolphins scored 23. I predicted they scored 24. But then again, I also thought the Rams would score 31. So,
so Jeff wins this week.
Yeah, sorry. No, I win because I got the numbers here. I won. All right. Anyway, we got the LA Rams. Oakland Raiders. LA Raiders. Oakland Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders.
That should be fun.
The Raiders.
That's one of those games that I hate to watch because the Dolphins should kill them, should beat them. And if they don't, then it's too damn depressing. So anyway, guys, what do you think how that game's going to go? The Raiders, you think they're going to give the Dolphins any kind of trouble?
Well, I haven't watched any Raiders footage. All I know is what I've heard that the Raiders are struggling. Mm-hmm. And they are catching the Dolphins at a bad time.
What's the record?
2-7.
2-7.
Yeah.
They're going down.
Yeah.
Put it this way, their starter is Gardner Minshew, and he gets benched all the time. So
who's the backup? We should be planning for him.
I don't know. That's the thing. The Raiders are just so insignificant that I'll watch Sunday evenings. I watch NFL highlights for the day. They have a show on the NFL Network, and it's the Raiders lost, and that's it. I mean, they don't show any highlights of the Raiders.
Yeah, the biggest danger right now is overconfidence. You're coming off this big Monday night win, and thank goodness we win. We win on a Monday night national television prime time, which we've struggled these last few years in primetime games. We really struggled. So to be able to go on the road and win in primetime, Monday night only game in town in front of the whole nation, I'm just afraid that that's going to cause some overconfidence against the Raiders. But they need to come out firing on all cylinders.
Before we do our predictions, Raiders, I wanted to bring up one more thing about that game. Watching the game, they didn't show very many crowd shots from far away, but when they did, that stadium looked half empty.
Oh yeah,
but then I'm hearing all this crowd noise, and I go, I think I thought they were pumping in crowd noise to that stadium to make it look like it was crowded. And
I know one of our fellow tailgaters, Steve, was there. Right, so there were some folks.
Ask him.
Yeah,
it did not look very crowded, that stadium, and it's a huge stadium. So
big. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said it was nice. Very nice stadium.
A gorgeous stadium, man.
Gorgeous stadium, yeah.
But LA has got the same problem as Miami. there's just too many other things to do that's going on. You know, it's not like Green Bay where
that's it.
Football is the only thing. You know,
or Buffalo.
They got options.
LA, there's just just pulling you in all different directions.
Yeah,
they got options.
Yeah, and LA's got 2 teams too. They got the Chargers also. And the Chargers look like they're getting good. So,
and they've got a lot of hookers on West Hollywood Boulevard there. So.
Rodeo Boulevard.
Yeah, Rodeo Drive. Rodeo.
The ones on Rodeo are a lot more expensive.
Beverly Hills.
So, Jeff, your prediction score. Dolphins.
Prediction score. Dolphins 27, Raiders 6.
6. 2 field goals or just a touchdown and they block the extra point?
You decide.
Okay. Because that'll be the tiebreaker. Nick, I'm going to let you talk again, but please, come on, stop hogging the microphone so much.
All right.
I mean, come on.
We're going to win the game because we're going to ride the high. We're scoring 40 this week. 40 points for Miami 40. To 20. I'll give them 20.
Give them 20. 20.
They're going to get some garbage time numbers and blah, blah.
Yeah, that can happen. That can happen.
But we're getting 40. I want the 40.
Jose speaketh the truth.
All right. So I'm thinking it's going to be more than 27, but it's going to be less than 40.
Okay.
Right? So I'm thinking it's going to be 35.
Whoa.
To 12. They'll move the ball, but they'll be scoring field goals and they'll miss 2.
Not bad.
I thought you were going to pick the Raiders there, Jose.
No, I wasn't going to do that. I can't do it. I can't pull it.
Oh, they're 2-7.
I'm going 24-17 Miami. It'll be just like the game last night where Miami's got a two score lead, and then the other team will score near the end and try an onside kick, and the Dolphins will recover, and the game's over.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Now the big question is, how many drinks
does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
At the
It's 3.
At the tailgate before he has to be carried into the stadium?
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, I can hold a lot there.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's been a long time since they had to carry. They carried me out, but they usually don't carry me in.
It's
yeah. Well, I want to know is where do you guys find the Zima? Because I know that's the only thing he can handle.
We drink Grey Goose, and we take shots. We take so many shots. I lose track of how many shots we take.
Oh, the shot, but they're like Cuban coffee shots.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're not full, they're like Cuban coffee shots, but still, there are shots coming out the ears, man. I mean, we got a lot of shots going on. And it's not us, right? Like we could say I don't think we even do shots. I don't think we even organize any shots. Either. But all the neighbors all around us, it's like shot time, right? Some folks do Fireball and some folks do Don Julio, right? So it's kind of nice.
I was doing moonshine, but nobody likes the white lightning.
Oh, that white lightning's got to go. It's got to go.
Marty are.
The flashbacks.
Yeah. I miss Marty in the moonshine shots. That's what I do.
Yep. But it's gonna be a lot of fun at the tailgate. It should be a cooler experience. Yeah. We'll bring a couple of fans and just kind of start blowing them out, and we'll set up the generator this time.
Being optimistic, that's what's made this show, this episode so much fun.
Yep.
It's the upside. It looks optimistic. The Dolphins won a game, and it looks like they're probably good. This is a game that you don't have the doubts. You expect them to win, right?
That's right. Well, I'm going to speak for everyone and say that the Dolphins lose from time to time, but at the end of the day, the tailgate is undefeated.
Yes.
We get to that tailgate. We're there at 8:00 in the morning, and Jeff, he's drunk at 8:30.
But Jeff's the MVP because he goes in and he sneaks by all the security. I shouldn't be saying this. And well, actually, it's not sneaking. It's a cut, right?
I just blatantly walk in and say, "Stop me if you can."
Stop me if you can, right? I'm going to the bathroom right here, but with four chairs, and that's the MVP part. Is he carries in a bunch of chairs and blocks off a bunch of spots, and he really makes getting in easy. So we appreciate Jeff.
Everybody still yells at me when they get in there.
Yeah, we don't, gotta yell.
It's fun to yell at you, Jeff.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
That's why we always make you the first drink. You guys.
That's right.
Yeah, well, I went in alone last game. I'm not doing that this game. If nobody's going with me, I'm not going in.
Yeah. You gotta organize that, Nick. If you're driving, you gotta send one of the boys. Yeah, send Chino or somebody.
I've been driving the last couple games.
I noticed that. I still notice you got that bling on.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
It's part of it.
It's sharp. It's sharp.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure that footage will show up somewhere. If you accept it, I'm pretty sure it'll be on some gay website somewhere. Some gay porn site.
Oh no!
Don't you have it up on your OnlyFans? Anyway, with that, guys, come on, like, subscribe, give us some comments, talk to us, let us know how you love us, and we'll be back with another great episode. Please, hopefully, before this degenerates into something that they'll just bleep us out.
It's nice knowing you, Jeff. It's nice knowing you.
Defense.
Defense.